a lot of demons are extremely devious.
Kids watch. Moms talk. Mom gamers.
Hello, this is Mom Gamers. Today I'm with Tassie from Tassie Eats, Tassie Yang.
Hello, everybody.
And for all you Tassie fans, this is your very lucky day because it's all about her. Everything you wanted to know about Tassie Yang. Where you should start. Right,
I have no idea where to start. You go first.
Well, again, first, Tassie has a wonderful mukbang channel and where she eats around the Twin Cities. And also she does some snack crates too that I just learned about today. And also...
And do some recipes and cooking too.
Mm-hmm.
Very seldom because those videos require so much work.
Okay, well, let's start with that. You've been on YouTube for about a year now.
Almost a year.
What is biggest things you learned? Biggest takeaways?
Oh, God. Starting off, definitely the number game. It stresses anybody out. And because you always wonder, is this worth it? Am I wasting my time? And the thing is with YouTube, a lot of content that you push out, it requires so much effort and thought and just work and hours, and people don't see that. They just see the finished video. And so it's just, the number games, it really comes into play, which is probably one of the main reasons why I don't do a lot of cooking videos anymore. A lot of people, they do like my cooking videos, but they don't realize the amount of work involved. It's like a 6-hour process, and it doesn't pay out as well as other videos. So it's just really hard working 6 hours on this one video for 4 minutes. And it's just I feel like, it's just not a good of a payout versus me just eating in front of everybody and reviewing restaurants and everything.
Equipment. Should people, what have you learned from getting equipment?
Oh gosh, what I've learned from equipment, I did a video a while back on how to start a YouTube channel for mukbangers, and it was, of course, advice from a newbie, and, I listed that I actually invested quite a bit for new and nice equipment, but it's really because I didn't have anybody in my life who did YouTube who could really give me pointers and give me real life experience. So I had to do it all on my own. So I thought there's no better way than to go expensive, right? But a lot of people, they'll have a B camera, which is their cell phones. And these days, cell phones are so good in quality for videos. So you could just use your cell phone instead of spending all the money I did. So yeah, definitely equipment. Don't go all in, especially because what they always say is you don't know if you're going to keep up with YouTube. So let's say, a year or two down the line, it doesn't pay out because you didn't, stick with it and you gave up, but you're in debt with all this money and how much you already invested into it. So, there's pros and cons. I think that having invested so much really pushed me though, because I'm this much X amount of money into this. I need to keep pushing out so that I can at least break even, and then it really just took off from there. So I was very blessed.
Okay. I'm going to jump around a little bit here and there in case your viewers want to know, have you made money?
Yes, I have made money off of YouTube.
Okay. Have you gotten approached by sponsorships, brand deals?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you share or not share? I'm fine with either.
Yeah, not into too much detail or anything like that.
Yep.
But yes, I have been approached by, other people who have products that they want me to share with my viewers and everything. And, it's really rewarding knowing that, all the hard work I've done,
yes.
It draws in other people too. So that's definitely a pro to doing YouTube and, sticking to your niche or whatever it is you're trying to do, because that is the end game. Pushing your videos out and seeing yourself on YouTube, that's just one part of the whole brand deal with YouTube. The rest is selling yourself for other companies, other products. And, you can have your own website or your own books, so it's definitely a lot more work than people just going into it, not really realizing what it's all about.
How do they contact you? Via YouTube comment section, via email, via what?
Both. They would contact me either through the comment section or else they would email me directly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now you also use Facebook and Instagram, right?
Yes, correct.
Are they a big chunk of the time spent?
No, not at all. Well, like for like my Facebook and Instagram, I treat it much more lightly than I do for YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So like for Instagram and Facebook, I post like the meals that I have that I couldn't film. You know, because I wanted to focus a lot on the foods and the type of foods I have, and so I like to just showcase different restaurants that way, like just brief snippets, or else things that are coming up on the channel. But you don't invest the amount of time you do for YouTube off of Facebook and Instagram.
So YouTube is
the main platform.
Okay. All right. So when we've talked about this personally now, but just for your viewers, when did Tassie Eats really take off? What was the actual crucial point?
That happened. It was funny because like I had mentioned about viral videos. When you make like a video, like you don't assume it's going to become viral. And when it does, it kind of blows your mind because you're kind of like, what about this that everybody likes so much? It doesn't make any sense. And with viral videos, it's like, it just happens. Like you can't like force it. And my number one video, it is my oyster video, my New Orleans and spicy oysters. And it was really funny because when I recorded it, it was like months of nothing. Like nobody saw it. Nobody knew it was out there. And then one day I woke up and I had tons of notifications. I had like 1,000 subscribers overnight. Wow. And I was like, what just happened? It was just mind blowing. So that is definitely what really changed it. And then like how during that time, a lot of seafood videos were really big in the mukbang world. Nobody cared about my seafood, like king crab or anything like that, or snow crab. All they wanted were my oyster videos. So that was like really weird even for myself because oysters wasn't even like a huge thing at the time. It was all about king crab and shrimps and snow crab. So it was really odd that the oysters video took off. And then that's what everybody always asks for, more oyster videos.
Okay. Okay, so let's say one of your viewers is going to get into YouTube, and what is the biggest advice takeaways you could really help them?
Definitely just go for it. And the thing is, like when I started with YouTube, I try to think of it like, because I have a very structured type of background. Being Asian and you're being taught really strictly, like you have to be successful. You have to think of your whole plan. And that's how I tackled it. I thought of the whole workflow, the whole plan. And, in the end, I think like I put a lot more stress on myself than was necessary because when you actually do it, it's nothing like what you had planned anyways. And it's just your own channel on how you think that these ideas are really great. It just doesn't pan out sometimes because it's not what people want to see. And what a lot of people always ask me is, like, how do I figure out the kind of foods that are going to be on my show? A lot of it will either be I'm craving it, or else most of it is my viewers telling me they want to see me eat this. So it is driven a lot by your viewers. And so a lot of it, just go for it. Like a lot of the mistakes, a lot of the other things you learn as you go. And that's just the easiest way. Like that's how I recommend shoot it off of a dodgy camera and your lighting might not be the greatest, but you'll grow and you'll evolve and you'll learn. And it's just, you can't plan everything perfectly. Like you can't predict, if I do this perfectly, I'm going to get these kind of numbers. It just doesn't happen. It's not real.
So currently I'm sitting at a double-digit subscriber count and I have very, very little views. I think they're my own views that I watch myself. Okay. So this is just really encouraging just to hear that at once you also sat at low numbers, but you just kept going at it. And
yeah, even now I still see myself as such a tiny YouTuber just because, there are mukbangers who are like in the millions, and yes. So like for myself, it's like, it is a sense of accomplishment. And I do feel like it has definitely helped me along my process. But, definitely my first 2 months there, I couldn't even get 100 subscribers. And like my views were very, very minimal. And it's definitely something where I just kept working. And it's just like I said, the oyster video, it didn't take off right away when I uploaded it. It took a while before people really started noticing it because with YouTube, people have to find you. And it can be hard. Nobody really knows you're out there. You could be producing amazing content,
right,
but nobody knows you're out there. So it's pretty hard, and it's just a thing that has to happen with time.
Okay, you just mentioned something. Oh, has YouTube contacted you? Do you have a partner manager?
They no, what they do is when you reach like the bronze, because I'm considered a bronze in YouTube, they send you like emails to help make your channel grow, like a lot of inside tips and information like that. And but they don't reach out to you unless you're like really big, okay? Honestly. Like over 100,000 big. But I have had what they call our like sponsorship companies. Like there's like the biggest Asian promotion company for YouTubers reached out to me because they wanted me to partner with them. And I'm really afraid of those kind of deals because what they do is they take you, because like they have like, I went to their website to go see like what kind of YouTubers they support. They all look like K-pop people. And I don't have that look. And so, but they're like a huge company, and like Coca-Cola, Hennessy, all sorts of big brands sponsor them.
Okay.
But a lot of the people that they have are like artists, like dancers and singers. And I'm like, I just eat food. But I was really afraid of that deal because when you go into those kind of contracts, they really control you. Like if they didn't like it that I only push out 4 videos, maybe they want 5 videos a week. Like it could crush me. Like I don't have the time for that. And you know, if they want me to eat a certain way, talk a certain way, only wear certain clothes, only have certain cups, it's very, very controlling to your channel. And I feel like I'm such a small channel, I wouldn't have any negotiation or any leeway. Whereas if I was a bigger channel, if I worked on my own and got 50 or 100,000 subscribers, I would have more of a say, you know, but as somebody who was like, I was like at 8,000 subscribers or 7,000 subscribers at the time when they reached out to me. So a lot of them, they do try to reach you when you have very little subscribers like that, because they will watch you to see if you have potential. And then they see that your channel grows, and then they try to get you early on because they think you're going to be excited and you're going to take the deal. So just be very careful with those kind of people, because you just have to consider if it's really good for your brand, for what you're going for, you know. So I don't know. That was a hard one. I did sit on it for a while, but I knew I had to walk away from that because it just wasn't something I was ready for at my time in YouTube.
Interesting. Thank you. What's your top goal for YouTube?
Oh, to do it full time. Because currently I work full time. And, you know, like I was talking to you, Linda, like, you know, I date and I have a social life, and you try to run your errands. It's really hard focusing 100% on YouTube. That's how come I can only push out 4 videos a week. But if I could, I would do YouTube full time.
Okay. All right. Speaking of work, what do you do?
I don't talk about my computer.
What do you do? Yeah.
I'm actually a technical trainer for a very large company in the Twin Cities. And I've been with the company for over 13 years.
You had that long.
Yep.
Way to go.
Yep. Technically, I'm a business analyst, but yeah. But then my title would be a technical trainer. So it's everything IT related.
Way to go, Tassie. There you go. Let's see. Something all your viewers would not know about you. Something odd, quirky, or they don't know about you.
I have dreams of kidnapping cute dogs and puppies. So like I live in Uptown, and people are always walking their dogs or cats.
And they're cute. Cats too?
Yeah, they have like these Maine Coons, which Maine Coons act like dogs, and they like to go walking outside. And there's this Maine Coon who's gorgeous. His name is Jack, by the way. He is like a mind of his own. Like his owner was running after him because Jack was like, hurry up, I'm going with or without you. And like he walks like a dog, but he's a cat.
I've never seen that in my whole life.
Like they can get to like super long. They're like really, really big, furry, royal looking cats. Like they look like mini lions, but they're just a cat. But they act like a dog. And they like to go on walks, and they're very, very funny and social. But anyways, so yeah, so like I will like literally go around the lake, or we'll be driving, and I keep telling my boyfriend, like, you take out the human, I'm gonna take that dog. But the thing is, I only want the animal for one day. I am gonna feed him so well. I am gonna play with him so well, and then I'm gonna return him. But I just want him for just that one day. So I have dreams of just like randomly getting dogs and cats for like one day and I'll return them. So happy. They'll be better than when I left them.
You're the perfect Monday parent.
Yeah, but that is like the weirdest thing about me. I like if I have any kind of food, I'll like yell out loud, like, you know, like, you want some Arby fries? I got some Arby fries. Just come in the car.
Okay, speaking of boyfriend, who is he? How did you tell me everything about
Eric? A lot of my viewers, like if I had $1 for every single time a viewer asked me to see Eric, to have us do a mukbang.
He's never been on the channel.
No, he's not. Eric and I, we don't have any plans for him to come onto my YouTube channel right now. And it's just like, you know, like a lot of people in your life, they choose not to be known.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially like me walking around even here in Minnesota, like small little Minnesota, like people will recognize me and people will approach me. And he likes to have that, you know, being anonymous and everything.
Absolutely.
And his own privacy like that. But he's like always such a supporter. He's always behind the camera cheering me on. And yeah, so he's like, he has helped me so much in starting off YouTube. Like when I reached 10,000 subscribers, it was like such a huge thank you to him because he is my backbone. Like when I am exhausted, when I am tired, when it's like he's like he's like a cheerleader, like a perfect cheerleader, like always cheers you on. He always knows what to say, always knows what to do. He fixes all of my IT stuff. He just like, yeah, it's like, he's so great. But we met, those of you who might know this, there used to be a bar called Chatterbox. And it was kind of like not a full bar where it was like they only sold wines and bottled beers. And it's like a video game type of store where there's like board games and old school type of NES games. We actually met there. And that was right over here in Minnehaha area in Minneapolis. And from there, we totally just hit it off. Like, we were always together. We're always messaging each other. Like, we spend like 5,000 text messages a month to each other. And the thing is, we see each other like every single day. Every single day we'll see each other. And he lives so close to me. So it's just like, and, you know, I didn't always live here in Uptown. I used to live in St. Paul. And it's basically about a good 25-minute drive from Uptown. So I used to live far and I only came over on the weekends or like once a week, like during the weekdays, but mostly only on the weekends because it was such a far drive, you know, like I had to work, I had to go to the gym. So it was just very different. But, you know, like within, I think like a year of us dating, I moved to Uptown because he really showed me, because I wanted to move to Uptown before I started dating him. And he really showed me the whole area, the whole neighborhood, where I got a sense of where it's safe enough for me to move to. So, yeah.
Well, what was his opening liner to you? When you guys met at that bar?
I can't tell you that. It's really not appropriate.
Have you met his family?
Oh, God, yes. Yes. So like his mom has a cat and dog, which they've appeared on my channel before, Oscar and Sammy.
Cute.
And I always tell Oscar and Sammy that I'm their real mom. The white mom is not the real one. And I reference myself as Asian mommy. And I make my boyfriend tell him, like, whenever he sees his cat and dog, like, tell him that Asian mommy is, you know, like, bringing them fish or bringing them this and that. And then, so, like, whenever, I didn't know that his mom knew that I used the term Asian mommy. So one day I saw her and then I was with Sammy, the dog, and she was like, "Are you going to your Asian mommy?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, she knows I call myself Asian mommy." Yes.
Well, and how big is this family?
Oh my God, it's really big for, honestly, a white family. Yeah. He's got, there's 5 boys total. So he's the youngest.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a lot for, so that he has 4 older brothers. They're all like 3 years apart. And then his mom and dad, his dad has passed. But then he spent a lot of time in his childhood being raised by his grandmother. Oh. So, but like they have like a duplex. So it's just like, it's all within the family.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Very sweet. And what does he do for a living?
I can't talk about it. Like,
oh, sure.
I don't want to go too much into him. Okay. Like
that will be a mystery for you viewers. Okay. And then what's so special about him? Why do you like him?
It's a lot of things, you know, like honestly, like when people hear, like, okay, honestly, it's just so hard, because it's like so hard to explain, because like my friends, they are like, how in the world does anybody put up with you, Tassie? But the thing is, like, Eric and his family, they think I'm so sweet. And my friends are like, are they blind? Like, do they not see who Tassie is? I'm like, whatever, you guys. Because I'm pretty demanding. I'm very, very, I wouldn't say I'm like really high maintenance. Okay, I'm kind of high maintenance. And he does it so well. Like, he puts up with all of my craziness, like, to the point where I realize he must like craziness. You know, like, he's still around, right? Because
there.
like, you know, like when we first met, you know, like I would be intoxicated a lot. You know, we're like,
Okay.
he takes such good care of me. Like last night, I actually have a cut back here. Like last night, he got drunk, like with his friends. And the storm door hit the back of my heel here, and it actually cut me. And I was bleeding, and he stopped. And he cleaned it out with rubbing alcohol and everything. And he bandaged me up. And I'm screaming because I'm trying to run away because I don't want the alcohol in my leg because it's going to hurt. And like I'm hiding the Band-Aids. And he bandaged me up. And so it's like no matter what happens, he's always looking out for me. You know, he's like, even when I go crazy and I'm drunk, he's always taking care of me. Like one night I came home, took off all my clothes. I started screaming because I wanted the dog to come to play with me. And then I found a bottle of tahini, and to Eric, that's like spicy pepper. So I'm like downing the tahini, and he's like trying to grab it from me because he's trying to make me a pizza. Like he always cooks for me whenever I'm drunk and I come home to him. He always has food made for me. He knows.
Gosh,
yeah.
Tassie.
He's like really a really great guy. And like the thing is like, he's so like cocky and arrogant, but he's incredibly smart. His IQ is over 180. And
Really?
yeah, he's a very, very like worldly, he traveled person. He lived in Europe for a while. He could speak Japanese.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Wow.
so he's like this amazing guy, and I'm just a chick who likes to eat. And like I'm just kind of crazy. So it's just like, but honestly, I think he's a lot like me in our personalities, where we're both very intellectual people. And maybe what really hit it off for us is our arguing. I think our arguing and pushing each other's buttons, it just made us perfect for each other. You know, like it's just, he just knows me and I just know him. It's like, but the funny thing is, like, you know, when have you ever been around somebody so much that you can finish their sentences and you already know what they're thinking before they even say it? Like that's how I am with him. Like I can already tell what he's thinking, because I'll be literally playing a video game and then I'll stop it and I'll yell at him like, what are you thinking about is driving me crazy. Like, because I can feel it in the air. It's like this zzz, like electricity in the air. And then he'll be like, oh, and then he'll tell me everything in his head. Like, I'm like, just, and the thing is, I already know exactly what he's going to do, but he's trying to get himself there in his mind. And I'm like telling him, just do this, because I know you're going to do it. And he'll still fight me. And then at the end, he actually does exactly what I told him to. And I'm like, why do you not listen to me? I already know you better than you know yourself.
Can you tell me how old he is?
Yeah, he's 2 years older than I am. So I'm 31 and he's 33.
Will there be wedding bells in the future?
I've always told Eric that I want a ring, but I'm probably not going to walk down the aisle. I want all the perks and none of the work.
Oh.
I told him that ring better be amazing, and he better have an amazing plan when he proposes.
Okay, Tassie, I feel like you're one of the luckiest people. You got some.
Oh God, but it can be crazy
energies.
sometimes, though. You know, nobody is perfect, but I do believe that people can be perfect for each other, though.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so a lot of your viewers want to know that you have something special. That this is understated, something very unique and seriously special about you, but you have a very spiritual side.
Yes.
You can sense spirits or see ghosts. Can you start from the beginning? How do I even begin with that? how does that even start?
I don't even know, because it's started since I was so young. There are like in anybody's life, you know, there's really good points and really low points with the whole spiritual thing. It's just like anything. There's a lot of times where it's really good because you don't notice it a lot, but it's, I notice that it gets worse where it happens a lot more often if I talk about it, or if I'm if I become really frightened by something, it kind of like, it just opens this door and then it stays around for a while. And like, the more that you're like, you talk about it, the more you look for it kind of a thing, it becomes stronger and stronger. Whereas if you ignore it, it'll go away. So it will still appear, it will still happen. But, I've kind of just accepted that will just be my life. Like, it's just, you just keep ignoring.
Okay. Because of this, I mean, how has it shaped your view on living your present life in the physical body and also death?
Oh, I'm absolutely not afraid of dying. And so it's just like, I think like a lot of people, they have the fear because they don't know what's going to happen on the other side. But for some reason, I just don't have a fear of it. Like, I know no matter what, I'll be taken care of. So it's just like, I'm going to be fine. It's just, I don't have a fear of dying. It's just, it's more of, when I'm alive, like, why am I seeing you if you're dead? It's kind of like that. Like,
wait, okay, back up. So have you got a glimpse on what the other side looks like? Or do you have a feeling or
yes, I would definitely say so. And I think some of it can be influenced by growing up, like your childhood and those people who you're around and what their beliefs are.
Sure.
I mean, I was raised Lutheran, and it wasn't until I was older that my mom turned to like shamanism and everything. So it was just, so I had a sight of different types of religions and religions that we had to practice, so it's just, I don't know, it's kind of hard. It's, what I honestly believe as far as like death and what religion you would believe in, whatever you believe in is what would happen. That's what I honestly believe. And even though, I was raised Lutheran and I believe in God and everything, I do believe that my path, when I pass on, it will be towards shamanism. That's just going to be the way it is. Like, even if I believe in both sides, that's the way it will end up being for me.
So this is a hard question to frame, but from what you've seen, your special gifts and talents, is there a God, a supreme being that makes us?
I kind of see it kind of like different worlds. Like, I believe that those who like go to church, like they are part of this other realm. And then if you're like into shamanism or like Buddhism, you are part of your own realm as well. And I honestly definitely believe they're all real though. These are all very real religions. And could it be that it is the person who like kind of like creates that power and keeps it alive kind of a thing. It's kind of like you keep teaching your children to practice it to keep this kind of religion or culture alive. Okay. I do think that has something to do with it, because what if everybody who is shaman suddenly one day drops it? Even though growing up I went to church, we were very, very aware of shamans and the shamanism world, and we had a real fear of it. It's kind of like we still felt the presence. Like, you don't mess around with it, like a shaman, if their tools were around, nobody played with the tools. It's just like, you just don't touch it. So it's just like, even if you chose not to believe in shamanism because you were church, you still have this level of respect, and it could be fear, like you just don't know what's on the other side. So it's just, so that's definitely how I see it. Like, I believe all religions, they are very real, and it could be that the people are keeping these kind of spiritual beings or like effects alive because of their beliefs. It's so strong,
Most frightening ghost experience.
When the demon Michael lashed himself onto me, and when he tried to appear as my brother, and then the other most frightening experience is when a demon came out of my dream. So those are the three most, to this day, scare the heck out of me. Like, where it kind of, it shifts your world.
Oh my gosh.
It's one thing to like believe in something, but for it to happen to you, like where there, I don't know, like no science could disprove it. I don't know. It's just, It shifts your world where everything changes.
Strange questions, silly questions. What to you, describe to us what a demon looks like?
Demons, it depends. It depends on the person. Because honestly, a lot of demons had experience with demons. And demons are the smartest things you will ever come across. And they are extremely devious. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous how good they are at like deceiving you. So it's so when you would say like, what does a demon look like? A lot of it, they will try to form because they can't break your mind, right? So sometimes I have seen something where it was kind of breaking my mind because I couldn't comprehend what it was that I was seeing. And it will take you a while to finally understand what you're seeing, though. And it could be so horrific, like it's, like I've read that in books, right? I read that in books where the writer's like, oh, the character was frozen in shock because they couldn't figure out what they were seeing and because their mind was breaking. It's real. It's like, it's so odd and it's so weird. You have no idea what you're really seeing. But then when you look back, you're like, oh my God, that's what I was seeing. Like, but it just didn't make sense when you first saw it because you needed time to process it. So normally a demon is not going to show you its true form because they're not trying to break your mind in that way. They need something from you or they want something from you. So they will appear in a way to try not to frighten you. When they first approach you, it's really seldom that they'll just attack you because they want something from you. Now, if they straight up attack you, they don't want anything from you. That's when you need to just run. So it's really different when you're dealing with this.
Oh my gosh.
Did that just open up a lot of questions? I'm so sorry.
Yes. Okay. I'll try to just to satisfy your viewers. Most angelic, uplifting ghost experience.
Oh my God. I don't think they're really angelic-y. No.
Well, then I'm trying to understand this from your point of view. I mean, is this a blessing or a curse? Is it because I can't?
Okay, see, the thing is, there are people alive who want these kind of things. They purposely would want to be able to see ghosts, see demons, read people's futures, see what they're thinking, see what their luck is, like stuff like that. There are people who want and crave these kind of things. And then there's people like me who are like, no, like, I just want to eat food, steal dogs and cats, bring them back to their owners. like that's just what I want to do. Like, it's like, I think there was a time in my life where it was like this happy, bubbly world that I was living in. And this whole like demon and ghost thing, it was something I was always shutting out because I knew it wasn't good for me, but I also knew I was also smart enough to know nobody could help me. So it was kind of like you had to help yourself. And so it's kind of like when I was younger, I forced myself into lucid dreams and I didn't know I was doing it until I got older and people were discovering what lucid dreaming was. But I used to be so terrified in my nightmares that I would force myself. I told myself in my dream, when you're really scared, look for a star. And when you see the star, change your dream. So then, because there was always a demon chasing me. So the next time when the demon chased me, and this is like before I went to kindergarten. So the next time when the demon chased me, I was like the star and I kept looking in my dream for the star. And then when I saw the star, something happened where I was like, I forced the dream to change and then it was a different scene and the demon wasn't there anymore. So it's kind of like when you know nobody can save you, you have to save yourself kind of situation. So it's for other people, they want these kind of things, look for it, go for it, but for me, it's just, I just want it,
So if you could wish it away, would you?
Yes. Honestly, I feel like a lot of it has made me who I am to this day, where I am very thoughtful, but part of that problem is I'm so thoughtful probably because I can sense and pick things up about people, even if they weren't willing to share it with me. Mm-hmm. It's like, but it makes me such a better person, I feel. Like imagine if you met somebody who is probably very attractive and they're very, very mean, right? most people would just hate this person automatically. But then I will get a lot of inflictions from them. Like, they had a horrible childhood. They were bullied a lot. They actually have really low self-esteem. And then it's like I turn really soft towards them because I know that they have this really horrible side that they don't want to show people. So that's why they focus so hard on their looks and their attitude to kind of like not be a victim anymore. So it's really hard. So I don't know. So I feel like it's made me into a much better person. But if I didn't have this, I wonder what kind of person I would be,
Right. Can you read people well?
I definitely think so. Because people who are really close to you, right? You're always going to look out for them. You want to protect them. So if I'm around, like, my girlfriends, they introduce me to a guy that they're interested in. Even though everybody's like, yeah, I really like this guy. I'm like, nope. And I'm like, no. Like, I'm holding my stance down. He is not the one. So it's like, I can be that way. And it's like, even like with, like in my siblings, if I meet somebody in their life and I'll just be like, I'll just get this feeling about that person. And, whether it's good or bad, I will tell my sibling, and then they'll be like, oh my God, yeah, that's exactly like this person. I was like, keep them away, or they're a great person, so it's just, yeah.
Do you think you will ever find the reason why you have this? Is it for a greater purpose?
I don't need this greater purpose. I mean, like, it's obvious in the Hmong community, in the Hmong culture, people who are a lot like me, they're supposed to become shamans. But being a shaman to me, based off of, like seeing other people and everything, it's a very lonely life. Like, you're living with spirits all of the time. Like, you can't do certain things because what we call pidakwa or pikwa, like, it could be against your ancestors. It could be against your spirit guides. It's very limiting kind of experience. It's a lot of work involved. And so it's just like, so I choose to ignore a lot of it because that's not a life for everybody.
Oh boy. Wow. This is okay.
Complicated as heck.
There's so much. I could talk to you all night. Well, okay. Anything else I'm missing? What should you just blurt out and say that your viewers would like and appreciate?
I think a lot of my viewers, they want to see me do a lot of like traveling, kind of like eating shows, like travel to a restaurant, show them the restaurant, like interview the chefs or anything like that. But it's very, very hard. I've been asked a lot from people, like, I should go to this restaurant, etc. It's very hard because what a lot of people don't see is that I do everything by myself. I'm the cameraman. I am the lighting person. I am the person in front of the camera. I'm the editor. I'm the producer. So it's a lot of work. If I had a team, that would be perfect. I would definitely be more than willing to do those kind of things. But it's, when I go to Arizona, I think when this comes out, I'll probably be back from Arizona, but I plan to do some types of videos like that. So we'll see how it goes. Hey. I'm not going to guarantee it's going to be good at all. It could just be horrible filming because, traveling and going and lighting, it's very hard. And the microphone and the sound, it's extremely hard. And people staring at you as you're talking into a camera in public, it's very hard.
Hey, if you did another channel, not mukbang, but if you did another channel, what would it be?
I actually did this question with Mark and James. So James Lee, he actually has a YouTube mukbang channel too. And they had asked me this question. Right. And definitely it would be a makeup or a gaming channel. I would love to do a gaming channel, but I swear too much when I game, so I can't do that.
Oh. Okay, I think that's good for now. Viewers, Tassie fans, I'm sorry if I missed your question, but based on her reading all your comments, you guys want to know about her boyfriend and also her spiritual side. I hope you guys got what you wanted. And thanks, Tassie. Thank you, Tassie, so much.
Oh my God, you're welcome, Linda. Thank you so much for this too.
I've learned so much. I can't believe it. This is Mom Gamers. We're on every Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. Tell a friend about our channel. It's usually geared towards moms, but anybody can listen to it. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, everybody.